What stars have turned to a different sport after Harry Kane admission? Harry Kane raised eyebrows when he admitted becoming a professional golfer was not out of the question after he retires from football. The England captain could be on to break goals records both for his country and in the Premier League in a stellar, if trophyless, career so far. But when asked if he could turn to the greens later in life, Kane, who plays off scratch, revealed it as a possibility. He said, "I think that's a long way away, but never say never. I'm way off where the pros are at the moment. I know that for sure. I'm just concentrating on football. Golf is a great hobby to have to get away from football." It sounds far-fetched, but the 28-year-old would not be the first person to switch from one sport to another, with plenty of famous examples including Ian Botham, Michael Jordan, Rebecca Romero, Ash Barty, and plenty more. So Sportsmail looks at the other stars to try their hand at something else in the world of sport and assesses how they got on. Michael Jordan. Basketball and baseball. MJ is probably the greatest basketball player of all time, star of The Last Dance and Space Jam, king of Chicago, having won 6 NBA titles with the Bulls. But he's not all that when it comes to baseball. Exhausted after the murder of his father, the Dream Team's run to the gold medal at the 1992 Olympics, and the growing cult of celebrity around him, Jordan announced his retirement in 1993. In early 1994, he stunned the sports world by signing a minor league baseball contract with the Chicago White Sox. It's fair to say his heroics on the basketball court were not translated to the diamond. He hit 3 home runs, had 114 strikeouts and made 11 errors, and amid much fanfare, returned to basketball with the Chicago Bulls in early 1995 and went on to win 3 consecutive NBA titles. Ian Botham. Cricket and football. After plumping for cricket instead of football as a youngster, Botham, maybe England's greatest all-rounder, still found time to play a bit of football. In between his international cricket career, from 1976 to 1992, he was a centre-half for Yeovil between 1978 and 1985 and made 11 Football League appearances for Scunthorpe. That can only be described as modest success compared to his cricketing heroics, although he obviously passed down the multi-sport gene to son Liam, who played cricket, rugby union and rugby league. Liam took the wicket of former England captain Mike Gatting in his first ever county game, and in rugby union travelled with the England team on their tour of South Africa in 2000. His son James has been capped by Wales Union side. Ash Barty. Tennis and cricket. Is there anything Ash Barty can do? With the news the Australian is keen to join a highly rated Melbourne golf club after her shock retirement from tennis in March, it raises the prospect of the 26-year-old excelling in a third sport. Barty began her tennis career in 2010, aged just 14, and after finishing runner-up in 3 Grand Slam doubles tournaments, announced she was taking a hiatus after admitting it was too much, too quickly. At the time, she was ranked outside the top 200 in singles and number 40 in doubles. Despite never playing competitive cricket before, she took to it like a duck to water and signed for the Brisbane Heat in the inaugural Women's Big Bash League, hitting several eye-catching innings. Returning to tennis in 2016, she then won the US Open doubles in 2018 and in singles took the French Open in 2019, Wimbledon in 2021, and the Australian Open in front of her home crowd in 2022 before bowing out on top as world number 1. What are the odds of a golf major? Asking for a friend. Christian Wade. Rugby union and American football. Wade made his name in rugby union as a nippy and evasive winger with Wasps, burning defenders for fun on his way to 82 premiership tries, the 4th most in the division's history. The 31-year-old then tried his luck stateside and was named as a running back for the Buffalo Bills, scoring a sensational 65-yard touchdown on his first carry in a preseason game against the Indianapolis Colts. After being released by the Bills this year, Wade admitted he is considering a move back to his original sport. Compatriots Christian Scotland Williamson and Alex Gray also left Union for American football before later returning to Union. Leon McKenzie. Football and boxing. Leon McKenzie enjoyed a decent career as a pacey striker for Crystal Palace, Norwich and Coventry, scoring in all 4 English professional divisions with 7 goals in 40 Premier League appearances. But it was a surprise when he turned to the noble art in 2013. And he impressed, too, winning 8 and drawing one of his first 9 fights to set up a super middleweight title fight against Jermaine Smile. After losing a split decision and getting knocked out by Cello Renda the following year, McKenzie called time on a highly creditable boxing career. England cricket star Andrew Flintoff won his single pro boxing match against Richard Dawson in 2012, while former England defender Rio Ferdinand attempted to start a pro boxing career at 38 but had his license rejected. Rebecca Romero rowing and cycling. Romero MBE won a silver medal at the 2004 Olympics in Athens in the rowing quadruple sculls before taking World Championship gold the following year in the same event. In 2006 she retired due to a persistent back injury. After turning to cycling, she became the first ever British woman to compete in 2 sports at the Olympics and just the second woman ever to medal in 2 different sports at the Summer Games, winning gold in the individual pursuit in 2008. Unfortunately, the event was dropped from the Olympics in 2009, meaning she could not defend her title at the 2012 London Games. Since then she's also competed in Ironman triathlons. Jeff Wilson. Rugby union and cricket. Clearly one of those annoying people who is good at everything they try. Wilson is one of only 7 men in history to represent both the New Zealand cricket and rugby union international teams, making him a double All Black. A talented all-round sportsman, Wilson won national secondary school titles in athletics and also played basketball. Fellow Kiwi Sonny Bill Williams made his name in rugby league as one of the best offloaders of all time, transferred to Union where he became one of just 21 men to win 2 World Cups in a 58-cap career and is also a fearsome boxer. The 36-year-old has an undefeated pro boxing record and is 9-0 after beating former Aussie rules footballer Barry Hall in March. Max Woosnam. Tennis, snooker, cricket, football, golf. Sporting polymath. Max Woosnam began an astounding all-round career at Cambridge University, where he became a quadruple blue in football, lawn tennis, real tennis and golf, also representing them at cricket. After fighting on the First World War's Western Front alongside poet Siegfried Sassoon, he returned to sport. Competing in tennis, Woosnam won Olympic gold and silver medals at the 1920 Olympics in Antwerp, won the men's doubles with Randolph Lysett at Wimbledon in 1921, and captained the British Davis Cup side. A centre-half in football, he played for Chelsea, captained Manchester City to second place in the Football League behind Burnley in 1920-21, and captained the England national side too. Liverpool-born Woosnam was also a scratch golfer, made a century at the home of cricket, Lord's, and according to sketchier reports, is said to have completed a highest possible 147 break in snooker. As if that wasn't enough, he once beat actor Charlie Chaplin at table tennis using a butter knife instead of a bat. Honorable mentions: Woosnam's compatriot C.B. Fright represented England at football and cricket, equaled the then world record for long jump, and bizarrely was reported to have turned down the throne of Albania. Legendary football goalkeeper Lev Yashin also played international ice hockey for the Soviet Union, winning the 1953 Soviet Cup, and Dennis Compton is famously an ICC Cricket Hall of Famer, as well as playing for Arsenal. Yuzvendra Chahal has represented India at chess and cricket. Former darts world champion Jerwin Price played for rugby's Glasgow Warriors, while topless Tongan Pita Tafua competed at the Olympics in taekwondo and cross-country skiing. American swimmer Johnny Weissmuller, who won 5 Olympic golds in his main sport, also won bronze in the water polo at the 1924 Games in Paris, before, amazingly, going on to star as Tarzan in 12 films. Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson also made history in American football and baseball. Sanders is the only man to win 2 Super Bowls and star in the World Series, while Jackson is the only pro athlete ever to be an all-star in both sports. Jenny Williams, the Australian World Cup winning lacrosse captain, represented South Australia State in 6 sports, namely lacrosse, indoor lacrosse, touch football, similar to rugby league, football, cricket and Aussie rules football.